So welcome everybody. It's so good to have you all here with me today. I am so excited. I've been awake since 5:30 this morning because I launched my newsletter and on LinkedIn, and I was so excited to find out how many people subscribed, right? And I never even thought that people would subscribe even before the newsletter went out. So about an hour before the newsletter actually went out, I thought, oh, I'll just log in and check, make sure everything's okay. Well, there were 1,004 people had signed up to follow my newsletter and to receive my newsletter, and they hadn't even received the newsletter yet.
So they don't even know if they wanted it. So that
So,
says what you're putting out there. Everybody's interested.
well, I call it the Thrivability Digest. So that's the main name of my newsletter. So it'll always be the Thrivability Digest. But then I get different topics that I publish my newsletter on each week. And so what I thought we'd work on today is to go through the steps for publishing a newsletter. And but I've got some topics that I asked ChatGPT about. So I'm going to share my screen and get some input from you guys, if you don't mind. I've eliminated some of them that I really didn't like at all, but I've got some other ones that I would really appreciate some input on. So I'm going to share my screen and see if I can get into a Word document. And so let me know if you can see this.
Yes.
Can you see this Word document, LinkedIn newsletters?
Yes.
Okay, great. So here are some suggestions from ChatGPT. So there's a few sharp-witted ones, attention-grabbing ones, and it says newsletters that work. Make LinkedIn do the heavy lifting. Number two, stop posting and praying. Start publishing on LinkedIn. Number three, your LinkedIn newsletter, the gold mine hiding in plain sight. And number four, from crickets to clients, the smart way to use LinkedIn newsletters. So those are the first four. And the second four, I had them put in a little element of my ranching lifestyle that I used to live when I was growing up on the ranch. And number one, wrangle more leads with LinkedIn newsletters. Number two, from the ranch to the inbox, how to lasso clients with LinkedIn. Number three, stop yelling into the wind. Start a LinkedIn newsletter that talks back. And number four, turn your know-how into gold, one LinkedIn newsletter at a time. So I'm going to look, I'm looking at these and I'm going, oh, they're so good. They're really good. So what I'm going to ask for is some votes. And so you need to raise your hand in Zoom if you vote for the number that I call out, okay? So who votes for number one in the first four? Just raise your hand. And if I don't see your hand raised, I'll know there's no votes for it. And who votes for number two in the first four? Okay. Oh, Terry, we got one for number two. Um, and number three in the first four. Anybody vote for number three? Okay. And Terry, Terry, you voted for two and three.
I actually like most of them.
I know I'm having a hard time myself. I'm going, oh my gosh. Okay, number four in the first four. Emmanuel. Okay, so now let's just go with number two in the first four. Put your hands down, Emmanuel, or leave it up, whichever. If you leave it up, I know you voted for it. Okay. Um, number 3 in the first 4. We're trying to find the best of the top ones here. And number 4 in the first 4. Oh, so nobody's voting for him now. Okay. Let's
Like I
go in.
said, I actually like all of them, so
It's really hard to choose. So I'm thinking in the first 4, I would eliminate newsletters that work because that kind of phrase is used a lot in social media, right? But I really like the stop posting and praying and from crickets to clients.
yep, that goes back to your ranch days.
Yeah. So then the last 4, number 1, wrangle more leads with LinkedIn newsletters. Number 2, from the ranch to the inbox, how to lasso clients with LinkedIn. Number 3, stop yelling into the wind. Start a LinkedIn newsletter that talks back. And number 4, turn your know-how into gold, one LinkedIn newsletter at a time.
What about number 2?
Number 2, did I miss that? From the ranch to the inbox?
How do you like that one?
From the ranch to the inbox. I like it. I really like that one. And I also like stop posting and praying in the top 4. And the reason I like the number 2 in the top 4 is because when I was first laid off my job in 2011, I had no idea how to do posting and how to market anything online. I started out with no tech. I'm a boomer. I have no tech. And so I would just posting everywhere and no rhyme or reason. I would just find a good quote, make it into a post and send it out. And I'll put the same thing through all my social media platforms. And it was a lot of work. And I was working sometimes up to 18 hours in a day, sitting on my computer all day trying to create posts to go out. So that stop posting and praying really rings true with me. So that one in the first 4. And then the one in the second 4, stop yelling into the wind. So it just feels like sometimes it just feels like people are going through the social media and they're just going, here's my new this, here's my new that. See what I did. I did this, I did that, and it's all about them, right? And you feel like you're literally being slapped in the face with all these pitches. So stop yelling into the wind sort of rings true with me. So that's on those 2. Number 2 on the top, stop posting and praying. And number 3 on the bottom, stop yelling into the wind. Which do you like best of those? Put number 2 or number 3?
Oh, I'd say 2, but up at the top.
Yeah. So let's go with that. Stop posting and praying, start publishing on LinkedIn. And I'm going to take that and put it into Chat GPT. Can you see what I'm doing? Can you see my Chat GPT?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Well, what was the last phrase there? Stop posting and praying. Start publishing it on LinkedIn. Okay. Okay. And there we go. We'll see what they come up with. So here's a LinkedIn newsletter using this title, Stop Posting and Praying and Start Publishing on LinkedIn. And here's what it says. Let me shoot straight with you. Back on the ranch, if we just threw seeds in the wind and hoped they'd grow, we'd be starving by winter. But that's exactly how most folks are treating LinkedIn. Post, pray, crickets. If that sounds familiar, it's time to hang up that old strategy and start publishing instead. LinkedIn newsletters are your secret weapon, especially if you're over 50, not into tech and tired of spinning your wheels online. Here's why newsletters beat the post and hope game. Your audience gets a notification every time you publish. Your content stays visible longer, not gone in 48 hours. You can build trust and nurture relationships on autopilot. You stay top of mind and in front of the people who need you. And you don't need a fancy setup or 20 years of marketing experience. Yeah, we have ChatGPT. I've helped people just like you, folks who once said, I'm not good at writing or I'm not tech savvy, start publishing newsletters that build income and impact. Ready to stop shouting into the wind? I've put together a simple guide that shows you how to set up your LinkedIn newsletter in under 15 minutes, what to write about each week, how to grow your audience and turn readers into customers. Drop publish in the comments or shoot me a DM. I don't think I'd put the shoot me the DM. I don't use DMs. I would take that out and I'll send you the free guide to get started because posting and praying is not a strategy. Publishing with purpose is. With grit and grace, Christine Till, the marketing mentor, is helping 50-plussers, and I'd put ERS on there, build rejection-free online businesses in just 2 hours a day. And then it's gotten in the habit. I've trained it. It gives me hashtags for all my posts. So isn't that awesome? So then
Yeah,
I just,
but I feel the last paragraph is more catchy. It should come up.
the last part is more catchy.
Yeah, that's my personal feeling.
Uh-huh.
It's more likely to draw somebody's attention.
Uh-huh. So this is all the same newsletter, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, so it said, would you like me to repurpose this into a video script or a LinkedIn carousel too? And so I think I'm going to ask it to rewrite it with, to include pain points along as well, okay?
Yes.
This is great. I really appreciate your input.
I just find it interesting that the longer you work with it, the more keyed in it gets to your perfect audience and your way
Yeah,
of talking.
yeah. Way back when I first started using ChatGPT, because I've published quite a bit of stuff online and I've written a book and I've taken some of my copy that I have written over the years and put it into ChatGPT and trained ChatGPT to write like I write. Then it sounds more like me than it does like AI, to put it simple. Okay, let's see what it came up with here. Okay, here's the revised version. Stop posting and praying, start publishing on LinkedIn. Back on the ranch, we didn't toss feed into the wind and hope the herd found it. But that's what too many folks are doing on LinkedIn. They post a quote here, a tip there, and nothing, no leads, no sales, no traction. Sound familiar? Let me guess. You're tired of being invisible online, like you're talking into the wind, into a void. You've been posting for months with no clear results. You feel like you're too late or too lost to make LinkedIn work for you. And honestly, you're starting to wonder if this whole online thing even works at all. I get it because I've been there too. But here's the shift that changed everything. I stopped posting and praying and started publishing with purpose. That's where LinkedIn newsletters come in. They're the most powerful, underused tool on the platform, especially for folks over 50 who are building a business without tech overwhelm. Your content reaches inboxes, not just a feed that disappears in 24 hours. You become the go-to expert your audience trusts. You can grow, I'm getting goosebumps reading this. You can grow a list of loyal subscribers, even if you start from zero, and it runs consistently with just one post a week. You don't need a huge following. You don't need fancy funnels, and you sure don't need to keep throwing spaghetti at the wall. What you need is a simple, effective way to show up, build trust, and invite people to work with you without feeling pushy or salesy. Ready to stop spinning your wheels? I've created a free guide that shows you how to set up your LinkedIn newsletter, what to write about, even if you're not a writer, how to grow subscribers and turn readers into customers. Drop publish in the comments, and I'm not going to say I will take that DM me out because I don't DM people. And I'll send you the exact steps because your audience is out there, but you won't reach them by hoping they scroll by. It's time to saddle up and publish with purpose. With grit and guidance, Christine Till, the marketing manager. I changed that grit and guidance. I have a close that a signature that I always like to use, and mine is cheering your success, and I put that on all my newsletters. Helping 50 plusers build rejection-free daily pay online businesses in just 2 hours a day. So that is much better, isn't it?
Yeah, it's much better.
Yeah. And I've noticed since I've started weaving in a little bit of my ranching background, I have people who get back to me and say, "Oh, I love reading all about your ranching stories." So I think it's maybe a good move, right? I'm
Yeah.
getting more responses to my posts as well because I'm weaving in some of my ranching background. So that tells me
What
that,
was the original thing you asked ChatGPT to do? The original,
what did I ask?
What
yes,
was your original prompt?
yeah,
My original prompt before this
yes.
last newsletter?
Uh, uh, the the
Before you
first,
got started?
Okay.
yes,
So this is the revised newsletter. We'll go back to the first newsletter, okay?
yeah.
Okay, so I said, so I asked, stop posting and praying, start publishing on LinkedIn, write a newsletter with a strong call to action. That's all I said.
Okay.
But
But you've been
because
training it.
I've been training it for years, right? So now it knows me really well. So I don't have to tell it a lot of things in order for it to put a really great piece of copy together. And so then I asked it,
For someone like myself, I try my own ChatGPT
I'm
for
sorry, you cut out a little bit.
uh,
Hello?
yeah. I said that I trained my own GPT for TikTok and not LinkedIn. Do I need to include the LinkedIn before it could generate such a thing? Because it has my profile already.
So when I first started, I started using it when I first found out about ChatGPT, which was a few years ago, because ChatGPT hasn't been around for all that long.
Yeah.
I think it was around 2020, 2021. That's approximately when I started using ChatGPT. And I was using it to write my LinkedIn articles. And so what I did is I wrote a little blurb in there and I would say I'm a LinkedIn strategist helping people who are 50 plus to build a business online. And I would like you to write a LinkedIn article on whatever topic it was that I had chosen for that day. And when I first started, I was in a whole bunch of different network marketing opportunities. And so I was asking LinkedIn to write asking chat to write LinkedIn articles on these different network marketing opportunities. And I remember one of my first ones I did, I was in a network marketing opportunity that was involved, or was, how should I say, it promoted a fuel additive. There were these little tablets that you put in your gas tank, and then you fill your gas tank and they dissolve instantly. And so I asked ChatGPT to write me a LinkedIn article about this fuel additive. And I said a few things about the fuel additive, and it came up with an article that said that before your next workout, make sure you take one or two of these tablets. And it was explaining about a workout, right?
It took the wrong kind of fuel.
Yeah, wrong kind of fuel additive. And so I had to get more specific. So when you're first training ChatGPT, you have to be quite specific in what you're asking it to do.
But you can just start a new chat and say, today I want to write a LinkedIn article for LinkedIn,
Uh-huh.
and then give them some background or whatever. And then what I do is then I save the whatever they give me onto a notepad document on my phone, because I don't have Word on my phone.
Uh-huh.
And then I can go back, and when I want them to do the next batch, I just go back to whichever subject or whatever platform I was using. So I've got one for TikTok, and I've got one for LinkedIn, and I've got one for Facebook. So you've just got to open up a whole new chat.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I will shut it down. I will close it down, and then I'll open it up again with a new fresh start on new copy. So I use it for doing LinkedIn articles. I use it for my newsletters that I do for in system.io.
No,
And I use it for putting together posts.
you have to get off of me.
So who's talking?
I got a dog that's wanting my attention. So
Oh,
that's why I took the video off.
no problem. So he's being very quiet, which is a nice doggy. So I'm going to go ahead and start publishing this newsletter. Let's see if I've gotten down to the bottom here. Okay, good. I'm going to copy this. Stop posting and praying. I don't like to use very many of these little gizmos, these little, what do they call these things?
Emojis.
Emojis, yeah. I had a chat with a guy from Google, and he's one of their people that does the writing on Google. And he said that the search engines do not know how to read these emojis. And if you use too many of them, what happens is that when you first publish whatever it is you've published, whatever copy, the search engines get all excited and they're busy working and working and working and working and trying to get it to read it and read and find all the keywords in it. And if there's too many of these emojis, they can't read them. So they'll push your article way down to the bottom of the search engine. So your article won't get as much exposure, if you get my drift. So I don't use those emojis very often. I'll use one once in a while just to experiment a little bit.
I think they even distract the readers.
Yeah, it distracts the readers as well. That's right. So you notice I didn't copy that stop sign.
Yeah.
So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to go over into my newsletter. Oh, I'll bet you can't see this, right? Can you see this page? My
Yes.
LinkedIn newsletter?
Yes.
Yes.
You
Newsletter
can
and
see.
everything.
Oh, okay. I got 903 new subscribers, 142 article views. Whoa. So here's my article. So I am going to use a picture from my own gallery. And I've got it filed, I've got a place where I put all my pictures. And I'm going to go to my legacy file. There we go. And pictures. I'm looking for pictures and GIFs. There we go. And we'll go into, I think it's in January. There we go. How to build a business that runs itself. Then we'll click next. And we're going to paste this. I think I copied the title, so I'll put the paste there. Stop posting and praying, start publishing on LinkedIn. Okay, and there we have the body. So I'm going to go back into the Word document, or no, into ChatGPT and copy the rest of this article. Oops, I'm going to go up a little bit. I don't want all of that. Copy that. And I'm going to paste it into my newsletter. Now, I don't usually put any more than 5 hashtags. And this 2-hour workday, I'm going to take out because it's used a lot. But LinkedIn newsletter tips, stop publishing, start posting, start publishing, that might be good. Boomer business blueprint, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Online income over 50, thrive after 50. I think we'll just eliminate this one. So we've got 5 hashtags there, so we can leave those. And then I want to get this changed a bit.
So does somebody actually type in their search bar thrive after 50?
No, what that does is there's different kinds of search engines. And one of the search engines looks for hashtags. That's why you put that little crosshatch in front.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like it picks up on keywords. So there will be some of those keywords are in my article or my newsletter, right? And so the search engines are going to look for those keywords. And the more times it finds those keywords, the higher it raises you to the top of the search engine so that more people can find you. That's how it was explained to me. So the marketing mentors, okay, we're going to put this so they're on separate lines. I'm going to put 50 plus ERS. I like to put ERS on there. And then up here, there was something in the drop publish in the comments, and I'm going to take this DM me out of there. I don't want that in there. I think those were the 2 key things that I wanted to remove from my newsletter. So now I just published a newsletter today, right? So what I can do with this newsletter is I can schedule it to go out for next Monday, right? Because the newsletters, the main newsletter should be scheduled once a week, maybe as much as 3 times a week, but they'd have to be all different newsletters. So we could actually schedule this to go out on, no, we can't do Thursday because I've got my LinkedIn Live is on Thursday when I go deep on LinkedIn. I think I'll just schedule this for
Okay.
Monday.
I don't know if my observation on that, can you go up to where you have your background background picture.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay. Um, I feel that there should be a way to reflect this your niche there, not niche really, uh, to reflect that you are addressing people who want to use LinkedIn.
Oh, I understand. So we find it should maybe try a different picture.
Not necessarily the wording of the picture is my concern. It doesn't. If I just stumble into your page, this will not hold me back. I wouldn't know that you are talking of how to how to use LinkedIn.
Right. Okay. I
But
understand.
aren't you
Totally.
on LinkedIn?
Yeah, you can still be on LinkedIn and we are talking of how to train cats. You can still be talking of another thing altogether.
Okay, so I'm going to go and we're going to edit.
Yeah.
Um, let's see here. What do I have to do?
Sound like how to build a business that runs itself on LinkedIn or that kind of
Mm-hmm. I'm going to see if I can, oh, I'll delete this. That's what I'll do. Now we'll upload from computer. Okay, let's see if we can find one.
you use Canva to do that.
Yeah, but I've got so many of them that I've already developed.
Yeah, because if you want to edit it, it will be easier if you edit it from Canva.
Um,
Just add the word LinkedIn in the title on Canva and then
oh, I see
download.
what you're talking about.
Because I wonder if you can edit it from here.
Yeah, let's see. Let's try.
Mm,
And we'll go into Canva.
Yeah.
And I find that the YouTube thumbnail is perfect for LinkedIn. I use it for all my publishing on LinkedIn. I use it in posts and I use it in my article, and it looks like it fit really well with the newsletter as well, right? So I'm
Okay.
going to go into my home page and see if I can find the original that I did, because I can bring that up and then we can change the wording on it a little bit if we want to.
Yeah. Another homepage or project should be in one of them.
See, yeah, I do use it a lot.
Uh,
There we are. Here's this. Why do we need to use LinkedIn for business? Shall we use
uh,
this one?
you can import this and then you can edit this one and then import if that's what you want to do.
Does this make sense to you?
Uh,
Should we stay with that or should we change that a little bit? Should we put uh, why LinkedIn newsletters?
uh, the wording, the other one, I think that one is okay. The only thing that I would suggest that LinkedIn is mentioned there. That's LinkedIn is included there. That's the only thing I feel.
Yeah.
Can
Yeah,
you add the word LinkedIn to the previous one that you
yeah,
actually used?
yeah.
So I can share this and save it.
Okay.
So I'm going to share it and save it, and then we can use it. I'm going to download it. There we go. Um, so it's automatically saving it into my June 25. Cool.
Okay.
Okay, so now Let's see if we can upload it. This is great. I really like your using your input, you guys. Okay, so let's go back here. Pictures and GIFs. June 2025. There it is. Got to go down to the W's. There we go. There we go. There we got marketing mentors there. Does that look better?
Yeah, for me it is.
Yeah. Well, it's good, you know, my point of view isn't always the right point of view. I need to attract my perfect customer, right? We all
Yeah.
need to be thinking that way.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate your input. This is awesome. So now, my next thing, I want to use this newsletter to attract people to my System.io email list, right? And the way that they get on that email list is to come to my landing page, right? So my
Yeah.
landing page is at marketingmentress.com. So I can either do marketingmentress.com up here, or I can hide it in the print. So I'm going to, let's see. Here's the shift that changed.
Where's your CTL?
Isn't it near your signature?
Well, now here's something that I do is I put a link on my name or a link on the Marketing Mentress. So, but I want to find a phrase that it's time to saddle up and publish with purpose. So I'm tempted to take this publish with purpose and hit the link and put, whoops, //
I need a laptop version.
and click apply. So now that is live. So it's time to saddle up and publish with purpose. So that makes sense to me that they would then go to my landing page and learn about the legacy program, right? And help build their email list.
Yeah.
So now it says the draft is saved. So if I click the next button, I can either manage or I can click the next button. And so we can tell the network what this edition of your newsletter is about. So I'm going to go back into ChatGPT here, and I'm going to copy some phrases out of there to put into this post. Let's see here. We keep having to move our pictures out of the way here. So I'm thinking that I could put, you don't need fancy funnels, and you sure don't need to keep throwing spaghetti at the wall. What you need is a simple, effective way to show up and build trust. I'm going to copy that little bit and put that in my post. So I'm going to go back over to LinkedIn and paste that little bit of the blurb in there. There we go. Now I can publish this, but before I do that, I'm going to go and copy some of those hashtags. I'm going to put some of those hashtags in there as well. So I'm going to go back into ChatGPT and I'm going to scroll down to the bottom, and I'm just going to copy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Copy those and take them over, push them in there. and hit publish. Whoops. Nope, not going to publish yet. I'm going to hit this schedule for later, right?
Let's get in.
Because I don't want it to go out today because I already had one go out today, right? So we're going to schedule this one for next Monday. So next Monday is the 30th. So we'll click on the 30th. That was a close call. I like,
Sometimes
yeah,
you publish weekly or how many times?
weekly.
Okay.
So this already came out this morning at 8:30 in the morning, right? So
Okay.
I'm going to pre-schedule this one to go out on the 30th at 8:30 in the morning.
Okay.
Okay. And I might publish another LinkedIn newsletter, but I like to wait until I see when we're having our next free webinar, because that takes up 5 newsletters, and I don't want to over publish and have people getting too many newsletters. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So I usually publish, well, my goal is to publish one newsletter from LinkedIn. And I guess because I've set the standard, I'm going to keep on with Monday morning at 8:30. So my newsletter will go out on Monday mornings at 8:30. So I click the next button because it's pre-scheduled for the 30th here. And I'm going to click schedule. Voila. Your article post has been scheduled. Isn't that cool? And you
Yeah,
click
exactly.
close. So there we are. We've published a newsletter and pre-scheduled it to go out. Now, one of the things you can do with LinkedIn is you can pre-schedule posts to go out up to 3 months out. So one of the things I do on a regular basis with my articles and publishing my articles, because you can also pre-schedule the articles because I do one article a week, and I usually publish the articles on Tuesday or Wednesday, and there will be different topics that I publish my articles on. So the articles are quite a bit similar to newsletters, but I don't usually, I've got to think about whether I should post my newsletter in my groups. I always make a post out of my articles and repurpose them by publishing the articles as a post with the link to the actual article in my groups on LinkedIn. So I'm in about 23 or 25 groups on LinkedIn. And I don't recommend we get into more than 25 groups because it's too hard to manage. I was in 100 groups at one time, and it's just impossible to manage that many groups. But I also realized that when you join groups on LinkedIn, the biggest kept secret to LinkedIn is in the groups. But you need to join groups that have at least 3,000 or more members. And the reason for that is because you need inventory. You need people to work with. And I use the groups to invite to connect and to publish my articles, not publish my articles, repurpose my articles. Are there any questions so far, guys?
Am I just spinning my wheels if I'm just doing it on my phone because I can't get it on my laptop?
No, you shouldn't be. You should be getting, because I'll sit quite often myself, and you don't have a library that has a computer that you can get into and try that?
10 miles away.
Oh, because I was thinking, and I've had a few people mention to me that they don't have a computer, and I've asked if they have a computer they can use in their library. Because once you get everything set up on a computer, then you can pretty much use most everything, except I think I couldn't publish an article using my phone.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not finding it easy using phone for LinkedIn. I use my laptop.
Yeah, I usually use my laptop for LinkedIn, but um, if I'm, if we're out and about in the car, I can get hooked up to the what do they call that for phones? I can
Wi-Fi data.
yeah, well, it's not Wi-Fi. When you're out driving about, you're on the cellular network, right?
You're on data.
Yeah. And so then I use my phone and I'll respond to people and messages and things that I get on LinkedIn. Are there any other questions, guys?
No questions means you did good.
Or you might be like I feel sometimes when I go into some of these Zoom meetings, I I don't know enough to know what question to ask. So I have to sometimes watch and observe for a while before I start asking questions. So I'm going to refresh this page and see if it gives me some new updated information here. Oh, it's gone up a little bit.
But
But I
my
can't. What, Emmanuel?
yeah, I said my own challenge that before now I've been using TikTok, but on TikTok it's obvious to me that I don't my real person doesn't resonate with how TikTok works. So I'm trying to explore LinkedIn. I've not used. I just post things occasionally there, and I
Mm-hmm.
want to see how I can make it my primary means of generating leads and
Mm-hmm.
positive results.
Okay. Well, I'm going to take you through a little walkthrough if you don't mind. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So you see these little icons across the top. Can you see my LinkedIn page here? What are you seeing?
Uh, on your page, I can see LinkedIn in search uh, where your name is. By the right, there is manage next.
Okay, so you can't see the picture that says, "Why do we need to use LinkedIn for business?" Can you see that
Okay, no,
picture?
I do see it. I see it.
Okay, good.
Yep.
So you
It's
see,
up next to the search bar.
yeah, and right up at the top here, there's a little tiny me headshot. And that is also on the left side of your phone. At least it's on the top left side of my phone.
Okay.
You click the me button on LinkedIn, then you get this drop-down menu and it invites you to look at a profile, view your profile. So you click on view profile. And so there's my profile page.
Yeah.
So what we need to, if we want to use LinkedIn, we need to make sure that we have a stellar, I call it a killer profile page. And it needs, we have the new statistics that I just found out about last week. We have 1.8 seconds to stop the scroll with our social media now. 1.8 seconds. So if you think about that with LinkedIn, you've got to have a really good background banner. And I went and did this background banner on Canva and saved it on Canva and then uploaded it to my LinkedIn. Canva has some LinkedIn background banners already made, and we just need to go in and change a few little things on them. And that's what I did. And if you go and check my YouTube channel, um, my Pinterest channel, my X, I use a similar background banner
Can I
because,
upload the one I did?
huh?
Do you want me to upload the one I did into the chat?
Oh, you want to share screen?
Not necessarily sharing screen. Uploading the banner, the background banner I made.
Yeah, upload it to your background banner, like where mine is. But if it's not made, if it doesn't have the right LinkedIn dimensions, because if you go into Canva, you can pull up specific samples of LinkedIn banners, background banners.
Yes, I did that. I chose LinkedIn banners before I.
Okay. Do you want me to check and see if there's one up there for you?
Ah, yeah, you can check.
Let's see. I don't
I
think we're connected. Let's see.
and
How do you spell your last name, Emmanuel?
the
Eken.
yeah, that's my name.
Is that
YEM,
it?
yeah.
YEM?
Yeah, YEM, yes.
Okay, so we are connected. We're first level connections. So let's go in there. So you're helping moms and dads build and grow a thriving online business. Build an online business around your passion. Affiliate marketing, passive income. Okay, so please take this right, okay?
Okay.
There's a lot of print on this page. It needs to be simple like this.
Okay.
Very simple. Bang, you've got 1.8 seconds. Just think about it. How much can I read in 1.8 seconds?
Well, can't he use a lot of that wording that he's already got on there, but down in his about page?
I would put up this wording here, this build an online business. I'd put it down here where you've got online marketing. You've got 220 characters available to you to use right there, right?
Okay.
And so if you go in here and edit this headline right below your name, that's where you can put this whole whiteboard message.
Okay.
All right. And then you can redo the banner so that it's a little more simple and easy and fast to read. Because just think of that, 1.8 seconds, bang, that's all you got.
Okay.
It's hard for us to get our mind around that because we've grown up, most of us, if we're Gen X, Gen Y, or a boomer, we've grown up with more visual things and manual things. We haven't had tech, but the mental acuity of the technical brain box these days is really fast. So
Well,
there
just
are,
think when you put stuff into Chat GPT, how fast it reads it and comes back with something.
yeah, 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 seconds, right? I don't know if it's even 3 seconds. It's really unbelievable. So I would go in, Emmanuel, and I would rewrite your line here. I've been
Okay.
working on LinkedIn for 14 years, right? And I've had a lot of coaching with a lot of different LinkedIn coaches. And what I learned from my oldest son, who's in his mid 50s now. And he taught me the fact that the groups are the most important thing on LinkedIn, and the biggest kept secrets are in the groups. But in order to get people to notice you and to trust you, you need to have a few other things in place on your profile, on your LinkedIn profile. So you need to make sure that you've got skills listed. Where are your skills? Yeah, you've got skills. You've got 46. That is awesome. I'm going to endorse you for talent management and content creation. I won an award, Emmanuel, one time when I lived in BC. I was invited to a big LinkedIn conference, and there were quite a few people there, 500 to 1,000 people there. And at the end of the conference, they invited me to come up to the stage because they had a special award for me. I about fell off my chair. I thought little old me, because this was back in 2012, right? I was
Wow.
just barely using LinkedIn for a year. And I used to get so frustrated with these people from all over the world, and they would reach out and they would invite me to connect. And I thought I had to accept all the connection requests because I was an LION, LinkedIn Open Networker, right? And that
Okay.
back then, that was supposed to be a really big thing. If you were a LinkedIn Open Networker, you would connect with everybody, right?
Okay.
But I didn't understand the fact that it affected my algorithm. I had no idea LinkedIn had algorithms. I had no idea there was such a thing as an algorithm. I had no idea, right? No techie me. I just knew what my son had taught me. And I was so frustrated because they would no sooner connect with me than immediately they would go and they would give me a bunch of these endorsements. And I was insulted because they hadn't even had a virtual coffee with me. And I would say, how can they know me? How can they do that endorsement? That's just so bogus. So I was telling all my LinkedIn clients that these endorsements were totally bogus. Well, while I was up on stage, they told me that the award they were giving me was for having the most endorsements of anyone in British Columbia.
Wow.
Oh, then I about fell off the stage and I was probably red as a beet because I had clients sitting in the audience listening to this. And
Okay.
they explained to me the importance of endorsements. Endorsements, those skills that you list in your profile are like key words, right? They're the SEO. And what they do is when somebody endorses you, it alerts the search engines on LinkedIn to the fact that you've been endorsed for these keywords. And so then they go, it's like they go gobble, 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 and they look for all kinds of other places, other people that have the same kind of skills, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
keywords in their profile. So they show you to more people, right? And I just was so embarrassed. I learned right then and there how important it was to manage the search engines. So everything that I teach on LinkedIn is all about how to manage the search engines in your favor. So I teach people to
Okay.
endorse other people. You go in and endorse people, but I say wait at least 6 days after you've connected with somebody before you go and endorse them. And then you put a little bit of a cover letter. You don't just go and endorse people. You have to have a bit of a cover letter in there. And mine goes something like, hey, I just gave you a couple of great endorsements. I thought as I was looking at your profile that you deserve to be endorsed for da 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 da. And I usually just give them 2 endorsements. And then I have a free survey that they can take if they want to. I don't monitor that survey. It's a totally free survey. And it also takes them into a way that they can save as they buy things online. But if they don't want to do that survey, then they just can return the favor and endorse me for a couple of things. So the whole idea is to get your endorsements up to 99 plus.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you go look at mine here, and I scroll down to my skills, I'll show you. Click on all my skills, and I put in some new ones there. So I've got new, but you'll see I've got a bunch of 99 plusers in here. You see that? And
Yeah.
and that's what you're looking for. I'm not showing you to brag. Well, but I am
I
bragging.
understand. I know.
Yeah. So so you go into after when you need to invite 5 to 10 people to connect with you every day. So you go into this page here, your My Network, and all these people that LinkedIn suggests for you to connect to. You just quickly skim through these people and click on inviting a few. Uh, this person is a network professional, but because of the way it's written, he's probably a computer network professional. He's not a network marketing professional.
Yes.
So he's probably not a good connection. The kind of people that we are looking to connect with on LinkedIn are people that have they're in network marketing, they're in affiliate marketing, or they are home-based business people, or small business owners, those kinds of people, or MLMers, because they understand the concept of getting paid 100% commission because if they've been involved in those businesses, they're getting 6 to 25% commission on every sale. And they have to share every sale with a whole bunch of other people. And so when we explain to them about how legacy works and you get 100% commission, their ears perk up right away because they go, oh, I would like that. That was me. I happened to be scrolling on Facebook and I saw this post that said, make 100% commission. Well, I had never heard of such a thing, right? So when I
Wow.
saw that, I went, oh my gosh, how in the world do they do that? So I went right away into the website of the person that I bought from. It took me less than 24 hours to make a decision to buy because I
Wow.
could see right away, because of all the network marketing experience I'd had and how hard I had to work doing network marketing because I had to direct message people, I had to get on the phone and talk to people, I had to invite friends and family to buy from me all the time. I burnt through list after list of 200 names because these network marketing companies tell you you've got to make a list of 200 names. And then you work through that list. And when you burn through that list, you have to make another list of 200 names.
Wow.
And I was spending hours and hours and hours. And I was some days as many as 18 hours sitting on my computer for that whole day. So when I saw this, and then the fact that you only had to work 2 hours a day, my mind was blown. I went, oh my gosh, this is like Sweet City.
Wow.
So I
Yeah.
hope I'm making sense to you, Emmanuel.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So
So, mhm. So beside working on the background banner, making it simple as much as possible, what other things did you observe that I need to change?
change, just do it bit by bit. One of the things that you can do, Emmanuel, is you can go check out my profile and
Okay,
see what
okay.
I've done on my profile. That would be the
Yeah.
easiest thing. You've got a
Okay.
wonderful headshot here. I wouldn't change your headshot. It looks very good,
Yeah.
very professional. But I would change something with your background banner. Go look through the background banners and see what you can find. But if you look at my LinkedIn and you go to my profile page, you see my headline here.
Yeah.
I put Christine and I put marketing mentress in the middle in brackets and then the last name Till because I found two other Christine Tills on LinkedIn
Ah, okay.
spelled exactly the same way. So I had to differentiate myself from them. And I've been marketing myself, branding myself as the marketing mentress for 14 years. But here's my headline. Build a brand that speaks, grow a following that listens, convert with confidence that lasts, create an automated online business with 3 impactful pieces of content, attract the right people in just 2 hours a day. And that uses almost the full 220 characters that were allowed.
Okay.
So one of the things that you can do is you can just hit this pencil up here because that's what you'll see on your profile. You'll see this
Yeah.
pencil.
Yeah.
And then you can start typing. And I use a Word document because you can check on the Word document how many characters you've used. But
Yeah.
another thing you can do is you can just use that Word document, type up a bit of a blurb with some key things, and then put it into Chat GPT and ask Chat GPT to please rewrite it to fit 220 characters.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I hope I'm making sense.
Yeah,
And
seriously.
And here's something that everybody needs to do as well. On this right side, see where it says public profile and URL? You click this pencil and change this URL to be personalized. So I changed it so that I've got Marketing Mentress on the end. If you look at the URL on yours, oh, it won't show for me because I'm looking at your profile. You can only see it yourself right away.
Yeah, yeah, it's true.
Yeah. And so your URL is going to have a bunch of numbers on the end, right? It'll have your name and a bunch of numbers. So you either want to leave your name on there, or like I branded myself with my Marketing Mentress. But if you want to just put your own name on there, you can do that. Run it all together, all lowercase, and just take the numbers off the end and then save that. Then it looks more professional.
Yeah. Okay.
And you might want to put a middle initial in there just in case there's somebody else that has the same name as you if you use your name.
I'll be most surprised. Yeah.
Well, I was really surprised. I never thought in the million years there'd be somebody else with my name.
Okay. I will do the correction there.
Yeah, and just gradually do bit by bit. And I went with LinkedIn because that's my strength. I have over 20,000 followers. You can see right there on my profile.
Yeah, I can see it.
And so if Facebook is your strength and you've got your several thousand followers on Facebook, maybe that's where you should start, right? But here's what I would do is I would not only put posts on Facebook, I would put posts on LinkedIn too and gradually develop your profile. Because
Yeah.
these people on LinkedIn, here's the thing.
My Facebook, my personal Facebook page, I'm really skeptical using it because that's where you have family and friends and the rest.
Oh, right, right. Yeah, I hear you big time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I don't have Facebook.
okay. So I have a page. I created a page, but it's still work in progress because I have about 100 followers there now only.
Oh,
So
well, here's another thing you can do. You can do this with LinkedIn as well. You can set up a company page on LinkedIn for free attached to your profile, right? So you can have a legacy company page, but I haven't worried about that. I've just developed my whole profile around the legacy company page, even though I've got a Marketing Mentress company page on my LinkedIn. I don't use it very much.
I don't have problem with people on LinkedIn seeing whatever I'm doing because
Yeah.
it's a more professional platform.
Mm-hmm.
But that personal Facebook page, all manner of people are there.
Uh-huh.
So
I understand. But you can also set up some business pages on Facebook. And they're free, and you can set up a business page on Facebook and just invite people that you want for business to your business page. And then that way, your people that are following you on your personal page, your profile page on Facebook, won't see what happens on your business page if they're not following you on your business page.
I mean, if I invite them, do you mean that they whatever I post on that business page, they will see it?
They only see it if you've invited them to join your business page.
Will they see it before, even if they've not joined?
No, they
Okay, they
shouldn't.
cannot,
They shouldn't
yeah,
be able to see what's on your business page.
until they join.
That's right.
Okay.
That's my understanding of it anyway.
Yeah, I think that's how it should work. Yeah.
And the same thing is done on LinkedIn. You just set up a LinkedIn business page. It's a company page. It's called a company page on LinkedIn, and on Facebook, it's called a business page.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
So here's why LinkedIn is really good. Number one, 5 keys, right? Number one, the average income of people on LinkedIn is between 76 and 86,000 a year. The average, and that's US dollars. The average income of executives, and I got this stat from my son because he was working for Microsoft as a lead programmer, heading up teams of programmers, and for Microsoft when I first was laid off my last job, and he was teaching me LinkedIn.
Okay.
The average income of executives on LinkedIn is between 125 and 150K annually.
Wow.
And LinkedIn is the most professional platform on the internet, bar none. There are lots of people who say they're better than LinkedIn, but I've tried most of them and they are not. LinkedIn is the best. And then the biggest kept secret to LinkedIn is in the groups, like I've been telling you, right?
Yeah.
And number 5, are you ready? Drum roll. Everybody on LinkedIn is there to do business. So my
Yeah.
question to you is, where do you think the people are who can afford to buy your stuff?
That's true.
Yeah. The average income of people on Facebook is between 22 and 24,000. Big difference, huh?
Yeah.
So the thing with LinkedIn though is it takes time to build LinkedIn. So if you don't have a big following, let's see, where are you at with your following? You're at 500 plus, so you've got over 1,000 followers, so you're in a good position. Most people that look at your um, profile will only see the 500 plus connections, and
Ah,
it makes you look like you're a center of influence.
okay.
So if they're not connected to you, then all they should see is that 500 plus connections. But you and I are first level connections, so I also see your 1,067 followers.
Okay. Okay. Wow.
So here's another way that you can search for people. We're allowed to have we can make up to 100 requests to connect per week. Okay.
Okay.
So that's 7 to 10 a day. Uh, so the connections per week. So if you're looking to connect with people, you can type in people up here. Oh, there it showed up because I do this search all the time. And you click on people.
Okay.
I'm sorry, we're going overtime here, really big time. And then you
Oh,
can choose first level. You don't want to choose that because you're already connected to those people, but you want to choose second and third level connections, right? So you
okay.
choose second, and then you want to choose locations. And so I'll go in, let's choose United States, Canada, United Kingdom, and then I usually choose Australia. And then then I want to show results. Okay, but that doesn't narrow it down enough. So I've got to go in to choose the current company. So
Okay.
let's see. I'm going to choose, let's see, network marketing. And we'll click on show results. Not very many people said that they're in network marketing. So
Okay.
let's put the actual name of a company. So one of the things I did, because let's see, uh, here we are, Network Marketing Pro Company. Let's show results. Now we'll get the results. So that's Eric Worre. You've probably heard of him. He's a big name in network marketing. He's a multimillionaire. Probably not a good connection. I don't know this Johnny Keller. He's in West Palm Beach, Florida.
Okay.
And You can open up, if you want to search their profile without them knowing that you've searched their profile, you right click on their name and you go to this drop down menu where it says open link in new tab. And you see it opening up at the top here.
Yeah.
And you click on LinkedIn. And then scroll down and see a little bit about his about page. I'm passionate about helping people achieve optimal health and wealth. God has blessed me so much in these areas. The two most common prayer requests are for health and wealth.
Okay.
So he's selling products in a network marketing business, right?
Yeah.
You could invite him to connect to you if you wanted to. So
Okay.
you can either send him a message or just click the connect button. But if you're on the free, you have to send the connection request without a note.
Do I need a premium to do all this?
No,
Do I
you
need?
can do this on the free. I have a free platform. I used to be on the premium, but I took the premium off for a couple of reasons. But the main reason I haven't put it back on again is because I've realized that I need to keep my profile free as well so that people, what they see me do on my profile will look the same as theirs.
Okay.
And
Okay.
it costs me about $95 a month Canadian to be on a paid platform, so I wouldn't advise you to get onto that right away.
Yeah.
So this is pending. Another thing that you can do, you can invite people that way, and then that way where I showed you on the my network page where the LinkedIn shows you some people you could maybe connect with.
Yeah.
Those are all based on what LinkedIn finds in your profile. So they're looking for similarities. But another way is to go into the groups. I like this the best of all of them. So you click that little 9 dots there in the top right, and then
Okay.
this drop-down menu opens up and you see the groups, these 3 little blue men, and then it opens up to all of your own groups that you belong to. And if you aren't in any groups, you go down here to the bottom and click search, and it'll give you a whole bunch of different groups that you can join.
Okay.
So you want to join groups that have 3,000 or more members.
So if I join those groups, does
Uh-huh.
it mean that if I want to make a post, how do I target the those groups with my post?
If you want to make a post in any of these groups,
If I want to post on LinkedIn and I have in mind to target a particular post, a
Mhm.
particular group, how do I do it?
So yeah, if you want to post, don't post in the groups more than once a week, though.
Okay.
The reason you don't do that is because you don't want to
As
impose
people
on
can see
people.
me. Yeah.
You don't want people to feel like they're being slapped in the face with posts.
Yeah.
So this is my group, right? It's called the Seattle Business Group. Oh no, it's the group I'm building for a friend.
Okay.
Um, and so you just go into the group and click this little button here where it says start a post in this group. You click on that and you paste in a blurb and the URL that you're using and some hashtags. And you add a picture.
Okay. So with this, only people in that group can see my post.
That's right.
Okay. Okay.
So come and join us. Come and join the turbochargers every Monday at 4 o'clock and bring your profile ready to show so that I can help you
Okay.
and be ready to ask questions.
I will always.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I've been doing this turbochargers group for a few years now. And I just love it because I've helped quite a few
My
people be able to
problem
do
is
it.
the timing. Like the one you hold on Wednesdays, I'm at the middle of work within that period, that time, and it's not easy for me to join. I've always wished I joined you on Wednesdays.
Oh, it's not. Oh, Wednesdays. I don't have Wednesdays.
Uh,
I
is it
only have Mondays.
on your schedule? There is
Mondays at 4 o'clock.
what do you have on Wednesday?
I don't have a meeting on Wednesday. I do on every other Thursday. I have a
Okay,
meeting at 2 o'clock.
Thursday.
That's
Yeah,
my
sorry.
LinkedIn Live.
Yeah, it's Thursday, please, not Wednesday.
Yeah, it's Thursdays.
Uh,
So this coming Thursday, the 26th, is another LinkedIn Live event.
that time is not convenient for me at
Yeah,
all.
2 o'clock. Yeah. I do record everything.
Okay.
So everything is recorded and I upload it to my computer in my community, Thrivability for Seniors.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Yeah.
And we will see you again.
Yeah,
Hey,
sure.
supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I hope you're good. I haven't heard you talk today yet. You must be at work. And Terry, it's been great having you here too.
Alrighty, thanks a lot.
Okay, have a good evening, guys.
Bye.
Thanks. All right.